Hey, it says we're live.
Yeah, it lies.
And we have Courtney hiding under because she are a bit sunburnt.
Just a little bit.
So, welcome. We have a new rug,
Ish,
quilt.
something.
Quilt.
It's called a lap quilt, which I did not know what the hell that was and still don't. But anyway,
For people who are mostly in chairs.
yeah, buy the quilt.
Hmm.
Support guys from buying a fork. Buy a quilt.
Yeah.
Unless you're a Chinese bot, then die screaming.
Yes.
Apparently, the Chinese latched onto one of John's designs and or one of John's quilts and was going to was offering to sell it, even though they don't have it to sell.
Yeah. I was going to say we'll start off with the good news, but there isn't any. So,
There's always good news.
okay,
I'm
what's the
back.
good news?
Courtney's back.
Courtney's back. Hi.
Also, the number of citizens open carrying in this area has
yeah.
skyrocketed. There are folks all over the place open carrying, and California pearl clutchers be damned.
Yeah, I
It's-
was
woo!
in the Lowe's hardware today, and there were 6 or 7 in there open carrying, including one lady that's not going to drown in this iteration or her next 2. And she was carrying a snub nose 38, which matched the upper works.
What, there was a third 38 she had on her?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's one of Jana's big hats.
Hmm. She has some lovely ones.
Yes.
And this one's the fun one.
And
She had it with me at the pool.
the one you were talking about at the other Lowe's, the lady.
Oh,
Yeah.
there were 3 at our local tiny grocery store. A rancher with a Smith & Wesson Combat Magnum, not one of the numbered ones. This is one of the original 1940s Combat Magnums. No, 1950s.
Yeah.
4-inch with some lovely ivory grips on there, by the way. The lady, her husband was carrying a Glock 20, 10 millimeter, 15 rounds.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what dinosaurs he was out to slay, but by God, they would get slain. And she had this Beretta 92M, the 8-round compact 92M, 8-round single stack 9mm with pearl grips on it. And she could have hidden it under the sweater, but no, the sweater was tucked around it, so you could see that she was armed. It's like, go lady.
Bill, actually, the ones that I saw in Lowe's hardware were very much paying attention to what was around them.
Yeah.
One thing on the Tulsa shooting that we found out this morning, two doctors were killed. Apparently, one of them is had done surgery on the guy a couple of weeks ago, and the other one that was killed was Brian Nad's orthopedic surgeon. So, really sad about that. It's bad enough when we lose doctors, but when you lose a doctor that you know, that really hurts. Since we have a Colorado, an ex-Coloradan here.
Yeah, X, definitely X.
We discovered something yesterday that just flew all over me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a reason I'm now X.
It's called a retail delivery fee
Mm-hmm.
in Colorado. Let me read this. The retailer or marketplace facilitator that collects the sales or use tax on tangible personal property sold or delivered, including delivered by third party, is liable to collect and remit the retail delivery fee.
Mm-hmm.
Deliveries include any taxable goods which are mailed, shipped, otherwise delivered by motor vehicle to a purchaser in Colorado. That fee is 27 cents per item.
Mm-hmm.
Not per trip.
Per
Per
item.
item.
So they've just killed Instacarts and DoorDash and Uber Eats and anything else that can be
That's
delivered.
chow. That's
Mhm.
chow.
Yep.
That's your pizza.
That's your medications.
Oh, joy.
Amazon.
Mm-hmm.
And what it is a workaround on something called Tabor.
Mm-hmm.
in Colorado, which is a taxpayer's bill of rights. There was an amendment passed in 1992 by the voters, not the government,
Mhm.
that limits the amount of revenue governments in Colorado can retain and spend, including states, counties, cities, schools, and special districts. And if they have more money than they're supposed to, they have to give it back to the people.
Mhm. They've been trying to neuter that since it was passed.
Oh, I'm sure.
And every year something comes up on the to vote on of, oh no, we're going to exempt this from Tabor.
Yeah.
You
So if we
can't exempt stuff.
and then they try.
Yeah,
Oh.
they try.
They try, and every year it's like, nope.
What Tabor requires is voter approval for all new taxes,
Hmm.
limits the growth of revenue, requires excess revenue to be refunded to the taxpayers, and requires a 3% emergency reserve.
Hmm.
And that requires that they define language for fiscal ballot measures.
Mhm.
So this is another workaround on Colorado taxes.
I'm just imagining a whole bunch of Amish giggling and rubbing their hands right now.
Yeah.
Clip,
It's-
clop, clip, clop, clip, clop. Amazon, good. Clip,
Yeah.
clop, clip, clop.
That'd be hysterical, actually. You can't. Most of the places where you're going to get delivery, you can't have bicycles because the homeless will steal them if you walk inside.
Yeah.
You
Well,
gotta take your bike. in
My
with you.
question is the United States Postal Service uses motor vehicles.
Yeah.
Yep.
So is everything they deliver, everything, if it comes to you, it's
If you have to pay sales tax, you have to pay
Yeah.
the fee. So it's on the people who are paying
Amazon
the
does.
sales
clip,
tax.
clop,
Yeah.
clip, clop, clip, clop. Amish for the win.
I love buyers. Just ordered 100,000 individually painted pinto beans. Yeah,
Why?
Sean, they're at 27 cents a bean.
Why would you need 100,000 individually painted pinto beans?
But if you did, you'd have to pay for each one of them. So
Okay.
Yep.
it's called a fee, not a tax. Yeah, that's exactly
Yeah,
what they're doing.
it's a tax.
Yeah.
Brought to you by the Party of Blue, which has also bought you skyrocketing gasoline prices, a complete monkey fuck of an Afghanistan withdrawal.
7 minutes in. Yeah.
I tried very hard not to swear.
I'm a
And-
sailor.
And 401ks on fire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Vote
401.
Democrats.
401ks are now 100.25Ks.
Mhm.
Yes. And my daughter sent me a text this morning. California is officially over $8 a gallon in a few places.
Ow.
What's Colorado doing right now?
They're $4.50. I was $4.50 when I filled up when
Yeah.
I left.
Better
But that was a
expected.
week ago, so it's probably
It's probably more now. but yeah.
over $5.
It cost
easily.
me almost $50 to fill up my gas tank. No, bigger gas tank. But
Yeah, and we're supposedly going to hear from the administration tonight on a more comprehensive look at gun laws.
Weasels, popcorn,
Yes.
fairies fly south for noon.
Mhm.
That's the FICA speech for you. Now you
Yeah.
don't have
Yeah.
to watch it.
And apparently Yellen is being pulled back from giving public comments.
Yes, because Yellen done screwed the pooch.
Mhm.
For those of you who don't know, Treasury Secretary Yellen went on record yesterday or day before
Day before.
saying, actually there's really bad inflation. Nobody really expected this. We don't know how it showed up.
The one of the more interesting reports is apparently in some of the blue states, people making $250,000 a year are living paycheck to paycheck.
Mhm.
Yeah. That blows my tiny little mind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You make $250,000 a year and you're living friggin' paycheck to paycheck. What are you spending your frickin' money on?
Taxes, fees, and taxes.
Well, and
Colorado,
how much
half
is the
my-
housing cost?
Exactly.
In Colorado, half my paycheck went to taxes.
Yeah, I
Half.
can believe it. Yeah, turn ATF into a convenience store. I would be all for that.
Mhm.
Alcohol, tobacco, and firearms all in one place.
That delivers.
Yeah.
And the thing is, what the egregious part of what Yellen said was, she said that nobody. Okay, this was something that everybody who went through an economics 101 class expected.
Yeah.
You would think the person in charge of the, I don't know, Treasury might have not been asleep during Econ 101.
You're asking too much.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
The other interesting part, I'm old for it, so I can remember the days of 15% interest on home loans
Mhm.
and 25% on car loans.
Yeah,
we're
I've
headed that
had
way.
a whole bunch of privates remember 25% interest on car loans.
Mhm.
We're headed that way
Oh, yeah.
again.
Oh, yeah.
Well, buying our third car this year
Yeah.
was,
Painful.
yes.
I can well imagine.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bill, that would work. That way you'd have all three. Actually, Mr. Byers, that was back in the 70s. Student loans 15%. Yeah. Yeah, and the flood of people running to red states is absolutely friggin' amazing.
Which
Mhm.
what is annoying me is they're bringing their same bullshit attitudes.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You know, I got folks tell me, "Oh, it's just conservatives coming." Well, there are conservatives
Yeah.
that are getting the help. We've got one up front
Yeah.
giggling in the back,
Well,
and
and her,
one
yeah.
right here hiding under a hat.
Yeah.
But that's not the majority of the idiots coming out of California. The majority of idiots coming out of California are flooding the I-35 and I-45 corridors with their same bullshit ideas that ruined where they're coming from.
Mhm.
Yeah, Raptor. We're going to be at a point where we have a choice of buying a house or buying a loaf of bread, or filling the vehicle up. One of the three, but you can't do all three of
I
them.
saw a meme yesterday or the day before that was the title was, "When I win the lottery, I won't tell anybody, but you'll know." And the picture was a full gas tank.
Mhm.
Yep. Oh yeah, the yeah, David. At least y'all were conservatives, and you did get out of New York in time.
Like I said, there are conservatives
Yeah.
coming out, and God bless them. We need more of them. But hidden, it's like 3 conservatives for every 9 fucking socialists.
Yeah.
The first thing they did when they got to Austin, for God's sake, in this latest migration,
Yeah.
was announce that outdoor smoking pits or
Barbecues.
barbecue pits violated the clean air. They really need clean air, and they were going to require all outdoor barbecuing in Austin to have a filter to make sure that microparticles no bigger than a gnat's ass got into the air. It's Austin.
And it made it to the city council, and 2 of the idiots on the city council who are from the left coast went, "Oh, well, we'll just make this a law." And Franklin's and County Line and a couple others went,
Mm.
"Do what? If you do that, we will close." And when you talk about Franklin's and County Line closing, trust me, there were,
I think Stubbs picked up and moved.
yeah.
Mhm.
Well, Stubbs did move. They were down on 6th Street and they moved.
Yeah, as soon as they said, "Well, we're going to pass this law," Stubbs went, "Bye."
Yeah.
That's Stubbs, people.
But how many? I don't remember it. I want to say it was around 1,000 people showed up at a city council meeting and couldn't even get in, but they were all there to protest. And the city council went,
Oops.
maybe this is a bad idea.
Which is the thing. Just like gun control, they don't think it's a bad idea, but they like their cushy job, so
Yeah.
they're not going to vote in the micro filters for barbecue pits this time.
Yeah.
Maybe later.
They're like, okay, we need to reword this.
So what
Or
should
those
have
people aren't
happened,
paying attention.
and we can kiss the podcast goodbye.
Yeah.
What should have happened was a whole bunch of Austinites should have dragged a city council member or members that suggested this out in front of the city hall and beat them to death.
They'll tar and feather them.
No, beat them to death.
I'm gonna throw them on top of the coals and let people.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
take them and just beat them to death and leave them there. This is what happens, and so that the next person to take their seat goes, I don't think I want to be stupid.
Speaking of which,
Mhm.
on the unstupid part, the Queen has been on the throne for 70 years in England.
Talk-
70 friggin' years.
Talk about a stabilizing influence.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And they are throwing a 4-day party.
I would too.
Mhm.
And interestingly, Harry and Meghan are not making any official appearances.
Got drowned on the way over.
I'm
No.
shocked.
And
Oh,
Andrew,
Andrew,
yeah,
yeah.
they are not in any of the official parties because they're no longer royals.
Mhm.
They're not
They're
working
working
royals.
royals. Yeah.
Yep. Prince Charles has
Yeah.
a bright line between royals and working royals.
Yeah.
And if you're not a working royal with stated duties and
Mhm.
you,
Well, because his mama said so.
Mhm.
yeah,
Yeah, I have to say the flyover of the 70 planes from her entire reign, which was really cool.
Yeah.
She got completely upstaged by her youngest grandson.
Yeah.
It was like, ah! It was really cool. It was really cool. I was watching that this morning. So
Mhm.
that was fun.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
God save the queen because her
Yeah.
grandchildren are her children are
their
idiots.
children are idiots.
Yeah.
No.
But just, can you imagine
Mhm.
70 years in charge?
Look, imagine what she's seen.
Mhm.
And she was there in World War II.
Yeah, she was an ambulance driver in World War II.
Yeah.
Ambulance driver or maintenance tech?
I think
She's
she,
Maintenance
worker.
per yeah.
Maintenance.
Maintenance tech.
She
Yeah.
actually had to go turn off my
She
computer,
worked-
but I love that she took the Saudi prince on a drive in her Jeep.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mhm.
Apparently
And-
terrified him.
And Range Rover gave her a brand new one, specially outfitted for the Queen.
Why not?
I have a bit of a fondness for Elizabeth II, despite my very Scottish "fuck the royals." I have a bit of a fondness because when she was still Princess Elizabeth, she and her husband lived in Valletta, and the Maltese treated her like a housewife.
Yeah.
Mhm.
She got to be a housewife for several years, and has stated publicly that was the happiest time of her life.
Mhm.
So I have a bit of a fondness for her. The rest of the bunch, but
I'm laughing at Koala's comment.
the rest of the bunch, I don't have much of a much use for.
Well,
Especially
William,
not that ginger twat that moved
Yeah.
here.
Wills
Well,
isn't bad, but
William has, I will give them both props for what they did in combat.
Mhm.
Oh yeah,
And William continued to fly rescue helos, which is not an easy job up until
search and rescue in Wales, for
Yeah.
God's sake.
Mhm. And he didn't have to. This
a
was
couple of years
Yeah.
ago.
completely by
Yeah.
choice.
Oh, Bill.
And I will always give her props for scaring the Saudi prince.
Oh, yeah.
That's-
It's a Saudi. That's
Mhm.
Yeah.
Well, I think Harry would have been a lot happier if they just let him stay in the military and didn't yank him out of Afghanistan.
Yeah.
He would have been a much happier guy.
He seemed to thrive in that
Yeah.
environment. So
yeah. He's
Don't ask Rita about this because you'll get like a 2-hour diet.
trust me. I live with a little sweetheart. Trust me.
Oh, right?
2 hours is a conservative estimate.
Oh,
you've heard it
I-
at volume, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a classmate friend who I'm gonna guarantee she is glued to TV and will be for the next 4 days
Mhm.
because she was born in England because that's where her dad was stationed. And she says, and her mother vouched for the fact that she was taken to see the Queen when she was a baby.
Mhm.
So she was there when in June of 70 years ago, June of 53.
When Jonna mentioned my little sweetheart, honestly, if something tragic and or dramatic happens to Hank and the bimbo, I'm going to get her to a non-extradition country with a quickness. They had a wreck, honey. Get in the car.
Yeah. Now, Josh, the reason she scared the sod is women don't drive in Saudi Arabia.
It's against the law.
It's
It's against the law.
Mhm.
And well, when the Saudis are driving, they scare everybody.
Yeah.
Well, and she just popped him. She took him right out to Balmoral and just popped
Yeah.
him right in her little Jeep and went for a drive up
Yes.
the hills.
Yes. And she went
Not on the road.
she went
Nope.
four-wheeling
Yeah.
with the Saudi prince and
And apparently was looking at him, talking and driving all at the same time.
Yes.
Probably the only person in the world who could get away with that too. Quite
They do,
frankly.
write her a ticket.
You gotta say no. He was glorious. Nah, she's a good old
Apparently, we all need big hats, according to Julian.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Um,
There's top hats, right?
Yeah, there's top hats. But Jim won't wear one.
Yeah, Koala says she has her own balls. Yes.
Yes.
And they're large ones.
I have had a very quiet. I don't talk about this very often. I think I've told Rita. I have a very quiet thought of what Liz the Two has, how she's handled some royal embarrassments. I mean, IRA was very, very handy when her uncle-in-law got stupid and the IRA whacked him.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Well, had we been where we were supposed to be, up close and personal with an IRA bomb, yeah.
I've seriously if somebody, if I see a file saying that Liz the Two had Mountbatten whacked after he got stupid,
Yeah.
it wouldn't surprise. I blamed it on the IRA. Wouldn't
Yeah.
surprise me at all.
Yeah.
I mean, think about it. She started with Winston Churchill.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Hello.
Yep.
So
Oh, she's seen some good ones.
she's seen some really good ones.
I mean, she's had Winston Churchill, Iron Maggie.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, and we see all the Churchill memes, and she heard them personally from
Yeah.
him.
Mm-hmm.
she set him on the straight and narrow more than once.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I wear hats all the time. That's something.
Yeah.
No, not all the time. I wear hats outside a lot. So
I should probably actually wear the hats I own.
Yeah. I've got a couple of cowboy hats. I just don't wear them on here.
he has some nice cowboy hats.
I'll have to get a proper one now that I'm here. And-
Husky Hat Company.
Yeah.
Talk
David,
to,
you're
talk to
right.
Miss Stanley.
IRA also took out the grandson and the boat crew. Yeah.
Yeah.
That, uh-oh. How did you misalign the printer, Koala?
What?
She said the printer is misaligned. It's not a dot matrix printer where you got to try to get the paper in straight, or the old green bar feed paper.
No, but if you bump it or sneeze on it or
Yeah.
breathe in the wrong direction, it knocks it off.
Well, once you ever get them damn things running, they'll run forever.
Yeah.
I mean, I miss my LaserJet too. That thing weighed 70 pounds, but I ran that printer for over 20 years without ever having a problem with it.
Mm-hmm. I had my LaserJet I took to college, and I had to stop using it recently because the drivers no longer worked with my
Yeah.
outdated computer.
Yeah, there was nothing wrong with the LaserJet too. It's just you couldn't get printers for it,
Mm-hmm.
or you couldn't get printer files for it.
Oh, hey, look, David Pasco's on here. Don't you owe me a story?
Yeah.
I'm
Hey, Dave, welcome.
supposed to poke you about stories you owe.
You're going to have to narrow that down a lot.
I've asked for a list.
You have to narrow that down a lot.
Well, you owe me one.
I owe you one. I owe Kelly one.
Mhm,
Yeah.
I owe Three Ravens one.
mhm,
I owe another one to Malta.
mhm,
I owe one to Space Cowboys.
mhm.
And apparently, despite the fact I put conditions on the whole thing,
Mhm.
y'all don't listen worth a crap. Y'all know that?
I
Because
have
when
kept
I
the
say,
conditions, and I don't care if we get stories for the additional story until we get
because
until we
when
get
I
those two
say there are
stories, we're not doing
conditions,
it.
I'm serious. There are conditions about we will not
Mhm.
do this until these two conditions are met, and I get a text from 15 people and writing that story. Well, that's nice. Hang on to it.
Yeah, Sean, it's for anthologies.
Say, write stories that we will find places. I will find reasons to get them, but we're not doing those 2 anthologies until I get the 2 stories from the person specified.
Yes. Speaking
Well,
of, I need to talk to you about that. That
Yeah.
maybe.
Koala, I still want
anthology.
to know how the hell you break a Xerox laser printer. That
You
takes
take the
work.
baseball bat and
Yeah.
Mhm. Take it out
what
in
was
the
Ian
field.
talking again?
Yeah. Not a listener, just disregard. Yeah, John, it's a toss up.
Okay. The whole pinup anthology. Okay. There are 2 conditions that must be met. Period. Don't even start writing until those 2 conditions are met, because trust me, there's going to be plenty of time. We got it. We got plenty of time.
Sometime next year or the year after, I'm expecting,
So don't.
hoping.
So you don't even have to start writing. If you do want to start writing, that's fine. Don't send it to me, because until those 2 conditions are met, I ain't publishing it.
Yeah.
I'm not publishing any anthologies until that one's out of the way.
Yeah. Yeah. Occasionally you can fix a laser jet by picking it up and dropping it. Yeah.
Spurg
Positive
out.
attitude
What
check.
the
I
hell is
positively
a
hate this place.
Spurg out.
There is no pinup anthology yet.
No.
It does not exist. I've seen people working on them.
Yes.
Does not exist yet.
I've got literally 15 people saying, "Where do I send this story?" Well, you hang on to it. But I need to talk to you about that, by the way.
Well, we'll have a meeting.
Oh, good. That's nice.
You have a 3x5 card.
Also, if you're an author or you know an author
Mhm.
and you mention to them about the Malta anthology and they say how, they're interested. If you go to the Law Dog Facebook page, where the very first pinned post is yes, we're still taking submissions. This is where you send them. And from that account, you send me a message saying, hey, when are you going to open up the call for submissions to your Malta anthology? No, don't. Just don't.
And if you send stories in, can you let me know who you are?
No shit. Somewhere, for the love of God, somewhere on your submission, put your name.
Yeah. Oh,
I mean-
Carlton
I
has
mean-
a question for
Let
you.
me know who you are.
If you're born on Malta, are you considered African, European, or what?
European.
European. Mhm.
Okay.
Malta was taken from Africa several times in the last 8,000 years, and it's part of the European Union.
I like
Tru-
Ren's answer better. A frickin' European.
And trust me, the Africans don't want the Maltese. They just don't. See, the parts of Africa closest to Malta are remnants of the Ottoman Empire, and they
They're
are
not
Muslim.
friends.
And Maltese had this little bit of a friction with the Ottoman Empire there for about 200 years.
Yeah.
And they're not Muslim. Holy gods, are they not Muslim? So yes, not African.
Koala, you are one expensive young lady.
What?
10 years,
I
6
was going to
printers,
say most of them are, but what?
6
Oh.
printers, 12 computers, 11 cell phones, and 30 externals broken. Damn, girl. That's professional level.
The only ties Malta has to Tunisia is the Maltese language is somewhat intelligible to the Tunisians. But Tunisians are not only are Tunisians Muslim, they are tending towards the Aloha snack bar Muslims.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And Maltese are about as Catholic as you can get. And considering that for years in the triple digits, they were militantly Catholic. And by militantly, I mean, yar! No.
Yeah. Jason, as it turns out, the Maltese consul in Dallas is an American.
Yes. I was something that he's actually a professor at the University of Texas, Dallas. He's getting a copy anyway. The official consulate in Dallas is his house.
Yeah.
So he's got one, but I got annoyed and got through to the Maltese ambassador in Washington, D.C., whose copy is winging its way there. And as soon as he gets his copy, and as soon as the National Library of Malta gets theirs, I'm going to gently hint that, hey, if the national television station of Malta would like to do a Zoom call, I've got this studio that I can do a Zoom call in and do it, see if they want to do an interview.
That'd be cool. That'd be a lot of fun, actually.
If I can get several million Maltese to each buy a copy of the book,
hmm It's not selling badly either.
I haven't looked.
I wouldn't.
No, I'm not.
I'm pleased with the sales.
That's I'm just not going to, because I don't need the blue screen of death behind my eyes again.
We need to put out at least a couple more stories for anthologies.
What do you mean stories?
We need the introduction to the second.
Oh,
Malta.
intros.
We
Yes,
need
yes. I'm working on
Oh,
intros
the
for Knights of
third.
Malta. I'm just not sure. The intro I did for Ghosts of Malta was so
it was so good.
broad that it
Yeah.
kind of shut down any other intros.
I just
Yeah.
use the same intro.
We might.
No.
We could
Yeah.
we could add to it.
I might take a section and
Expand on it.
for those of you who don't know, Jean Delavette and Mathurin Romagard. Romagard. I've just had squirrels. Are a couple of the more colorful characters in the Knights of Malta, and I can probably Mathurin Romagus. I can probably do a intro just on the Knights of Malta, and they're yo ho ho, me hearties, roll with the Mediterranean, because knight and pirate, when you come to the Knights of Malta, are
Are
kind of
synonymous.
synonymous.
Yeah. Bill, that's a damn good question. So if the vice president comes out tonight and says both chambers of Congress have agreed with him to put in another AWB,
It's not going to happen, so I'm not worried about it.
it's not going to happen. And if they really wanted to try that, it would get ugly quickly.
It's not going to happen. So I'm not, I mean, it's one of those intellectual exercises I don't have.
Yeah.
I don't have time. Well, okay. Patriotic pirates. Understand that the Knights of Malta tended to be a little bit, I won't say cynical, realistic.
Yeah.
Realpolitik was a thing for them.
Mm.
And the part of the alliance against the Ottomans were the folks in Venice. And the folks in Venice would quite happily trade with anybody, including the Ottomans, even though they were supposed to be, we stand against the Ottomans.
Yeah.
And behind the scenes were trading.
Money.
Oh, yeah.
Mhm.
Always the money.
And there were several times when Jean de la Valette and other grandmasters had to go before the Pope and explain why his merry band of miscreants were raiding Venetian shipping. Because it's a Venetian ship. It just came from Ottoman port. Yo ho ho!
Mhm.
Yeah.
And then the
And the Pope
Venetians.
just wants to know when he's getting his cut.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. The Venetians were paying the Pope more than the Knights of Malta were.
Yeah.
Because the Knights of Malta were playing one flappy bird a year
Mhm.
and I think 3 coins.
Yeah.
But the flappy bird was the big Maltese
Was the big
falcon.
thing.
Yeah.
The Maltese falcon actually comes from the rent. The payment for the island of Malta was 1 falcon bred and trained on Malta, delivered to the Holy Roman Emperor every year on some saint's day. Was that the Maltese falcon was the payment. And when they said, hey, you're raiding Venetian shipping, they're paying us 10%. What are you going to pay us? Here's your bird.
And it went downhill from there.
Yeah, pretty much.
I mean, if you can give someone the bird for
Every year on a feast day, here's your bird.
I do not see the losing side on that.
Well, and that rolls into the whole longbow archer. Where does giving the bird come from?
Mhm.
That's that.
Yeah.
No.
You can cross enough of those lines
Mhm.
and you can come up with some interesting things.
No, the Maltese the name the whole Maltese Falcon meme comes from the fact it was payment for
Yeah.
the Knights of Malta got to keep their little sandblasted archipelago in the middle of the Mediterranean for one flappy bird.
Yeah, and it was a real bird. It was not a jewel encrusted one.
No.
But training falcons back in those days was not easy.
New, and they were apparently very good
Yeah.
hunting birds. They were trained hunting, and
Really?
apparently the Holy Roman Emperor liked falconing. So here's your bird.
It was
Well,
a
Yeah,
You
Josh,
guys just took Venetian shipping worth 60,000 ducats,
Yeah.
which I don't want to know what the exchange rate is, but apparently it's in the billions of dollars.
Yeah.
mhm.
And where's our cut? Here's your bird.
Yeah, Josh. Peter Peter's story is called the Maltese Falcon.
I've yet to see
He
it.
wrote it. It's not a joke. Yeah,
I haven't seen it yet.
Haven't seen it yet.
I have been getting.
yeah.
I've
you
been
need to talk to
forwarding.
Peter.
I have been
Mhm.
forwarding some to you.
I've started another file.
Another file.
Looks nice. Nights is full. We're on the
Nights is
same-
full? Oh bloody hell! Okay. How can it be full? We didn't. Okay, never mind. I'm going to take that little bundle of panic and put it off in the corner for right now.
No, it's
We told you what your job is.
your job is to write the introduction and look pretty.
You're to stand out front and look pretty.
hmm
And apparently, harass and harangue various ambassadors and consuls
Yes.
hmm
and
very good at
librarians and librarians.
John, the value of a trained bird back then was large.
hmm
And
A
it didn't
trained bird
cost
could
them much.
feed.
Yeah, it didn't cost them much.
Have you seen when the Saudi prince is moving his falcon flock?
Oh yeah,
When he rents a plane and has a chair per bird?
yeah.
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
When he rents a 747,
Yeah,
Mhm.
and all the birds have their own perch
yeah.
on each chair,
Yeah.
and they're all hooded.
Mhm.
Gotta be, otherwise
Yeah.
Otherwise, they fight.
the bloodshed.
hmm
Yeah, it could be interesting.
Um,
Talk about snakes on a plane. Imagine falcons on the plane.
they
With
just
no
they,
hoods.
they just took over the cockpit and they're flying it better than we could. 4 stories in the Malta series. We got 3 with possible 4 if we need to,
Mhm.
and that's
And that's it.
Number 45.
she's being sarcastic over here.
I'm not. Once we're out of stories, we're out of stories.
That's the thing of it. Koala, anthologies until Malta begs Ian to go to another country. That's not going to happen.
Yeah.
If we hit the right, and I'm trying so hard, if we hit the right note, the Maltese have a pride in their little sun-blasted archipelago
Yeah.
that is all out of sorts to the size of either the people or the islands. They are extremely proud of their little of everything, and God help us if they would buy anthologies until the sun went dark.
Is it a Bane Sale trilogy? Well, it's not a trilogy yet. I don't have a third book. The third book isn't finished.
See,
Yeah, I need more stories.
Jason,
Tell me who you are.
large stylish hats of Malta.
Yes.
Actually, the Maltese headgear for ladies back in the day was large and stylish.
Yeah.
Mediterranean Texans.
Yeah, Mediterranean
like
Texas ain't wrong.
Yeah.
They have more shotguns per capita than just about anybody in Europe.
Yeah.
Because bird hunting on your 100 square mile rock is a thing, to the point that the rest of the European Union is bitching about it.
Yep. And they are on a number of flyways.
Oh yeah.
So people literally come to Malta only to hunt specific birds at specific times of the year.
Got the entire Maltese population is tooling up to hunt.
Yeah, but that's for food.
And just
Mhm.
because that's
Yeah.
Malta, that's what we do.
Yeah.
And not only that, but the number of birds killed by fireworks in this place has got to be in the millions.
Yeah.
Because, okay, there's a concept in Malta called pica,
Yes.
which the BBC refers to, defines as competitive spitefulness, which is, I think, is a little rude. But villages, people in villages will go to great lengths to outdo each other. And Maltese love things that go boom. And considering the history of that little rock, this is not a surprise. So,
I've had enough dropped on it.
yeah. So when Maltese go for a fireworks display,
Yeah.
you see it in Italy, and I'm not kidding.
Yeah.
They, the gods of Malta are fire and smoke.
Yeah. I was in Sigonella, and we could actually see the fireworks, the lights of the fireworks
You're not
taking
kidding. Yeah.
off at night from Sigonella. Yeah.
Yeah. When they
It's
on a,
like,
on a festa, which is a feast
Yeah.
day, a festival, festa. On a festa, when every little town is trying to outdo its neighbor in fireworks,
but I mean, literally, lift off and what's that? It's the Maltese.
Malta.
They're at it again. Some festival. We never knew what. We did not fly over to see. No.
because there's been some birds flying over on a festival day that got fricasseed, defeathered, and cooked before they hit the ground.
And if someone found them, I'm sure it got eaten.
Yeah, David's. The
or
Sicilians
put up
do
as
their
a
own
trophy.
thing too. Trust me.
The
Except theirs tend to involve shotguns.
Maltese tend to be a little. They're Mediterranean Texans isn't probably not far from the truth.
Yeah.
One of their favorite animals is the balotra, and the balotra is probably the last indigenous critter to Malta, and it's a least weasel. A balotra is the Maltese least weasel, and least as in smallest. And watching a least weasel sizing up a German Shepherd, it's like, okay, this will feed me for 3 days. Let's get it on. Oh, look, Maltese.
David, I do stand corrected. It is Lupara, not a shotgun.
Lupara is a shotgun.
I know.
It's a bobbed off 12 gauge.
I know.
Okay.
He was correcting me. He is right. I am wrong.
Mhm. I will say,
Actually, I'd like some pina arrabbiata about now, but
the Gods of Malta Fire and Smoke is actually a good title. So
What?
Dan.
I like it.
What
Someone
did you
can-
say?
It's a
Right there.
Gods of Malta Fire and Smoke.
that'll be
Oh.
a spin-off anthology.
Oh, God.
And another.
Fire and Smoke, Air and Water.
Right now, Ghost is out, Knights is on the way, Saints possibly,
Mhm.
Falcons maybe, Space Cowboys, and that's it until I get two conditions met for the.
Well, you
Well,
owe
defend-
stories for other people too.
I'm talking about my anthologies, not other.
Yeah,
until-
but you owe the other anthologies before you ever get to
I
those.
know.
But Well Defended's got to have a new name. I
Yeah.
just
Fire and
Yeah.
smoke.
Oh,
okay.
I'll write that down. Anyway, but not committed
There's
to
the-
that.
There's the 3x5
There's a
card.
3x5 card.
I was thinking Fire and Cupcakes, but that's okay. Fire and Smoke's good too.
I have a pen somewhere.
Cupcakes with fire. Well armed cupcakes.
There you go.
Thank you, man.
'Cause-
Trailer Park 2, yes, that is being
Mhm.
done.
Yeah, that's Tales from Three Ravens, right?
Yep.
Mhm.
They came from Trailer Park. Yes,
Yeah.
I owe them one too.
Yep.
Apparently, Hillbilly is he really liked the last ones we sent. So
So in 10 years will be anthology number 59.
No,
Uh,
and I do have other ones I'll be announcing later this year, but they will not be involving. They are not
yeah.
part of this.
Ren, it's probably reality. He's an unofficial ambassador, unclaimed by the state or the federal government over
thank God.
there.
Hmm.
And why do the enemies of Malta glow blue at night?
Anthology title.
That's an excellent question.
You know
should
what's
ask.
going to happen is when, if this hits big in Malta, the Maltese Department of Tourism is going to be checking these videos, and I'm going to be banned. I'm going to be
Banned forever.
Yes, I'm going to be pinged from Malta for the rest.
I thought you already were. No,
Not yet.
Not yet.
Oh,
Okay.
Pirates of Malta. No, no, no. Nice try. No.
Oh. Firing cupcakes.
It
Twisted children's
It
stories.
came from the trailer park of Malta.
Oh.
Y'all are wrong. Just y'all
We
are
need to call
wrong.
Hillbilly on that one.
I'll have to send that one to to Scott.
I like it.
Because we're getting one story about the Falcon rocket off of Malta.
Yes.
That's
Yeah.
I've been watching that one be.
Yeah.
that's fun.
Somebody's putting one together about launching
Falcon 9 out of there.
off of a
Mhm.
barge.
Yeah.
I've been having to explain. It's itty bitty. You can't put. Oh, we can launch a barges. Yes.
Yeah.
You can always park something off of Malta and have it be.
That's what. Yeah.
Mhm.
they're-
Be a starbase pretty easily. So
Lot-
we should call Elon.
Yeah.
Call you.
Oh, cave billies of Malta.
Trolls of Malta. It just keeps going.
It j-
We can do a lot of Malta. We can find ways to do this.
Now they're called caravans. You're right. Everywhere in Europe, they're called caravans. They're not called trailers.
Oh yeah.
That's true.
Maltese Falcon 9. Maltese marble actually was, or still is, there's until a very prized building material.
Yeah.
Marbles of Malta.
Roses.
Marbles.
Remember that Malta, back during the Roman times, and we have no, thanks to the friggin' Agrabah invasion, we have no more written records. But from what we know, from what we got from Italy, after the Second Punic, whenever Rome showed back up and Malta and then decided to take it over this time, the only thing Malta had was roses and honey.
Yeah.
That's Malta was known for roses and honey. Slightly less known for a couple of really good harbors and limestone cliffs with lots of caves. So people were trying to figure out why the hell Malta wound up as one of the top tier civic areas with altogether too much power in the Roman Senate. Couldn't figure out why. And I'm looking at Malta, and it's long tradition of smuggling.
Yeah.
And it's almost, you couldn't, if you sat out, if God said, I'm going to put a smuggling port right here, a perfect one, Malta, because there's no place to land a tax assessor except the two big harbors. But if you've got a fishing boat, you can
Mhm.
pull into a cave that you can't find from anywhere else, drop off your stuff, and if somebody else in a fishing boat, show up and pick it up.
Yep.
Malta has been a smuggler's paradise for about 8,000 years.
Learned from the Maltese.
Mm.
I think a tax assessor or any tax person approaching any particular port should just have cannons aimed at them. So
But I mean, you've got the Grand Harbor and the smaller one. They showed up, be wined and dined and sent on their way, and they could look at all the boats they wanted. You go around the south part of the island, that's just cliffs
Yeah.
with caves.
You're welcome to go
Yeah,
down
if
there.
you-
We
if
will
you-
not be helping.
If you want to go
there's
up that way,
one little. Oh
There's a goat track.
Filfa.
no, it's not a goat track. You go out of Valletta around to the right,
Hmm?
and you
The
go
smaller
up-
harbors.
Yeah, there's one small harbor up there, but that really all that is mainly pleasure boats, a
Mhm.
couple of fishing boats,
And 5,000 years ago, it wasn't.
and then there's the one up at Goza, which is very small,
Mhm.
and that's basically it.
And it's just the seas around Malta. The seas around Malta are very deep, and fish got to eat too.
Mhm.
It is a pinnacle.
Yep.
the technical term for it.
Yeah, very, very deep seas, and fish got to eat too.
Yeah.
Oh, look, where'd my tax assessor go? I don't know. Want some wine?
I think he fell. No one saw though.
Don't know. But it's been and espionage. Holy gods, Malta has been involved in smuggling, espionage. Have been the Maltese trade for thousands of years.
I think the Apostle Paul,
St. Paul's Bay.
yeah,
The northwest St. Paul's Bay is not a great landing site, but when your ship has just been smashed into bits on the cliffs, better than nothing.
and it took a little work to get out of that area. MST3K crossover.
Call of Malta Fulu? Where the hell did Call of Malta Fulu come from?
A Lovecraftian themed anthology.
Josh is on a roll today. Final justice.
Oh,
Again, there have been people on Malta for 8,000 years that we know of.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And the temples, the temples were built when the folks that built the Egyptian pyramids and Stonehenge were still peeling fruit with their toes. The Maltese were building these huge temples. So yeah, you've got
And they got torn down and rebuilt by the next generation, by the next generation, by the next generation.
and you've had Babylon, or you've had everybody go through. There have been gods of every Mediterranean culture have reigned over Malta at one time or another.
gods, idols, and everything else.
Lost Gods of Malta. I will say, if any of you sends me a story that does in fact raise an old god, we will be having words.
Maltese might be having words too.
John Wick #4 Malta.
If a whole bunch of skinny folks show up with blue eyes and dark hair, I don't know you.
Yeah. 8,000 years known, 400 years unknown. Yeah.
Because the Agrabah invasion in
Oh God, tie that into Monster Hunter.
I could talk to Larry about it. I could do a Monster Hunter in Malta, but I need his permission.
Yeah,
Trust me, you can do a Monster Hunter in Malta.
yeah.
Well, he's gonna be at FenCon.
It's going to be a Liberty Con too.
You can have a chat.
It's going to be a Liberty Con too.
We will have time to talk to Larry.
I need to talk to Larry about see if he wants to just do one in general.
Yeah.
I don't think John Ringo does short stories, does he?
No,
He tries.
he tries. He tries like John Van
I like
Stryke.
I like the subtext of he tried. Poor thing.
The last one turned into the Monster Hunter memoirs.
Yeah, well, he tries like John Van Stryke tries. I'm going to write you a short story. 3 novels later, where's the short story? Ah, crap! Here, you know. Hey, start a new series for him, so all for the good.
Mhm.
Kind of hilarious, I gotta say.
So what was Malta doing when the Sahara was still green? That's a good question.
Again, thanks to the Agrabahs, we don't know because every scrap of information, every archive, every book, every scrap of paper on Malta, they got annoyed because of the casualties they took trying to take the island, so they burned everything. They killed everybody, burned everything. There were probably people still left on Malta, but after they got there and left, it was a smoking ruin.
Manatees. of Malta.
Yeah. Atlantis, really?
Atlantis is probably probably east of Malta in the Greek islands. There's an island, I forget what the hell the name is. That actually is a pretty good candidate for actually being Atlantis.
Well, there's either that or the one in the Caribbean. Because there are some things in the Caribbean that don't make sense. And of course, it's in the Bermuda Triangle, so figure the odds.
What?
But
Huge manatees of Malta?
Get
Atlantis
Huge.
Morissette. Sanford. Go drink your coffee.
Some of y'all need to quit guinea pigging the product. Bloody hell.
Oh, speaking of which, in one more flip flop on the health thing,
Mm-hmm.
now we're back to coffee being good for you again.
I'm going to be immortal.
Coffee is good for me so other people don't die.
See, coffee is good for other people. It keeps
It's
me from
good for
killing
other
them.
people's health.
Yes.
No, they are literally now saying that coffee is good for you.
Yeah, it's got vitamin B and it's got a bunch of other stuff that
Yeah,
keeps
it
your brain
reduces
working.
your chance of heart attacks and strokes.
And it
I'm-
keeps me
I'm a-
from wearing orange.
I'm immortal.
Mhm.
I look terrible in orange.
Me too.
I'm not wearing orange. Well,
You are
not much. Sorry.
orange.
She kept sending me messages. You look terrible in orange while I was in Colorado this year.
Yeah.
Oh.
This last time.
No, just put on your thigh-high black leather boots and go, girl. So, because
Yeah.
Yes, coffee is always good for us. Dark roast. It's the only
We should
roast.
mention our
Night roast.
sponsors.
Oh, we do need to mention our sponsors. I've forgotten who the hell they are.
King Harv Coffee.
King
King
Harv.
Harv
King
Coffee.
Harv Coffee is our sponsor.
Wherever
And
it
I think they may have wandered off home.
I think actually I drank the last one.
Yeah.
I don't.
Last bit that was here, but we
That's
have
what
more
was here.
at home.
I
We have
don't
more
think
at
y'all quite understand how much coffee we drink.
We drink a lot of coffee.
We drink a lot of coffee.
Right now, Ian's supposed to call Bill.
Which Bill? Oh, Meat Hall. Okay, will do. No, I don't think y'all quite understand how much coffee I go through. When I say if coffee's good for you, my ass is immortal.
Yeah.
I say this last week, someone handed me a cup of coffee and they didn't talk to me until I had finished it.
Yeah.
Every morning, like here.
I thought that was understood. I thought that was understood that if I'm sitting there or if anybody's sitting there with a cup of coffee, you don't talk to them. You don't talk to people during the first cup of coffee. Isn't that just?
That's the reason I'm divorced.
Yeah, David, that's
Yeah.
I will say at Tolcon, I came in for breakfast and I sat down and people would come over and look at my cup of coffee and look at me and then walk away.
Yes.
I watched 3 of them do it. I'm like, huh, it works.
So King Harv Coffee.
King Harv Coffee.
I'm a little annoyed at Black Rifle right now, so I'm not drinking Black Rifle coffee. King
well,
Harv.
we're out anyway, so
Yeah.
We're not out. It's just not here.
we're out of Black Rifle, I think.
Yes,
Mhm.
they're out of black. I don't think I have black rifle.
Yeah.
I had a quarter bag left.
Yeah.
And
I know I'm out.
yeah,
I think I have a little bit left of one, but
but
yeah, but I'll make sure we've got
I
it.
drink my Cajun coffee anyway, so hell with y'all.
I need to find another veteran-owned coffee place. I have this weakness for veterans.
That is correct, Mr. Byers.
Yes.
King Harv, Harv.
I have a weakness for veteran-owned businesses, and I try to send my money to veteran-owned businesses.
Tabasco, veteran-owned business.
I have Tabasco at the house.
I have a couple of bottles. Community Club is another good coffee. That's Louisiana coffee.
Well, the Community Club chicory is my favorite chicory.
Yeah, I like French Market, but I'll take either one of them.
Yeah, coffee chicory brings back good memories, and Community Club is my favorite chicory coffee. There for a while, I was actually trying to get Black Rifle to make some, but
Yeah.
thank God that didn't go through.
Mhm.
Yeah, Josh, I usually buy chicory coffee.
Mhm.
I either buy Cafe du Monde, French Market, or Community Club.
Community Club chicory coffee is really good
Yeah.
coffee. Cafe du Monde's good too, but it's hard to find sometimes.
Yep. It's also getting expensive.
Everything's getting expensive. Holy gods!
Yeah.
I did some. Has everybody noticed that used to the standard unit for everybody was a $20 bill?
Yeah.
Everybody got 20s.
Mhm.
About 6 months ago, my bank over here, their ATM went to 50s,
Mhm.
and now I'm seeing that used to everybody carried 20s. Now they're all carrying 50s.
Well, they
Wow.
got to.
That doesn't make me happy.
They got to, because you're not going to get anything for $20 anymore at the store.
No, you're not kidding.
Yeah, Bill, we know you are a veteran-owned business, and we are trying to give you business.
I mention Bill all the time.
Yeah, I know. So do I. Politely most of the time.
Most.
We don't have HEBs up here, Jason. I wish the hell
Not
we
yet.
did.
I wish the hell we did though.
Mhm.
Not yet. I hear they keep trying to move in.
Yeah.
But
Three Ravens is veteran-owned company. Yes.
Mhm.
Well, Sanford, you just got more refined taste than us coonasses out South Louisiana do.
I was getting some money out of the ATM the other day, or it's been a couple months, and I noticed that. Do you want the money in 50s or 20s? It's like because used to you never saw 50.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
50s were just the poor orphan stepchildren.
Mhm.
Now the ATMs are giving money in 50s. It's like, oh Christ.
Yeah, Doug. First cup in boot camp, swore off of it for 2 years. Yeah, well, Navy coffee is a little different.
The actually Army coffee is what got me back onto coffee. After Dad died, I didn't drink coffee for years, and then I was out in the field, and got up, and the cookie had just made cowboy coffee, and I got the first draw off the silver bullet of it was Folgers and cold water.
Yeah.
And he put it in a silver bullet, and they were still pouring in the top when I got it out of the bottom because I was cold and it was hot. And that was the best coffee I'd had, and that got me back into drinking coffee. And there for a long time, black cowboy coffee is all I drank. And I got to Midnight Patrol, which is my very favorite patrol. Law enforcement in the county, midnights is my very favorite patrol. But I was having to drink coffee to stay awake. I was going to school at the same time. And cop shop coffee is not that good. And I didn't realize don't drink burned coffee. And I would come into dispatch and grab whatever was left in the pot and it'd be burned. And my stomach just, I can't do burned coffee anymore. And coffee, I have to put sweetener and milk in it, otherwise it burns my stomach.
Flipping, which one is veteran owned that you're talking about? Okay, Richard, thanks.
Oh God, what's he done this time?
I don't know. Don't drink up of the coffee concentrate the Corps uses. Yeah.
Back when grinds first came out, for those of you who don't know, grinds is coffee in little
Choose.
in what the stuff comes in.
Yeah.
They just take the little packets and put coffee in there.
Yeah.
And
Stocking mill. Okay.
I got one of the first cans of grinds. They were sending them out to sheriff's offices. I got one of the first cans, and I came in after my shift was done. I was pulling a 12-hour shift, and I'd gone through the entire can of grinds, and I was seeing time. It was glorious.
It's like the Mio water enhancers that are caffeinated.
Yeah.
Ooh. I got a cinnamon roll because I do want a cinnamon roll.
Mhm.
And I'll take this one. And it's like, oh, that's good. Oh, that's good. That's good. I was,
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
I don't want my caffeine to taste good beyond the coffee because otherwise.
Resting pulse rate was probably around 200.
Well, honestly, I came in and I was vibrating, and the jail nurse told me to sit down, and I couldn't. I couldn't sit down, and so she put the pulse oximeter, and it wouldn't register. It's like, woo, you and hummingbirds, scoot, go do something.
I took a 4-cup coffee to college, and one of my roommates is like, no, we need more than that. We're pulling it all night. We have to get all this stuff finished. And so she went and got a whole bunch from the cafeteria and brought it back. And we drank the whole pot of coffee, and I fell asleep. It's like, oh, you drink this for taste. Like, yes, I do.
And on that note, folks, we've wasted 1 hour and 3 minutes of your
We
time
have.
today.
I need to start attention to the numbers up in the upper left hand.
It'll give you an idea.
Hot tea or
The takeaway from this is yes, we're still accepting submissions.
Yes.
Anthology.malta@gmail.com. People keep asking me, are you still accepting submissions?
Yes.
And where do I send it to? It's on the Law Dog page.
Mhm.
Just Law Dog page.
Mr. Byers, just shoot me an email and I'll give you a mailing address. T is just a dirty form of rain. Yep.
T properly done.
Now, if you say that to Reagan, prepare to run.
No kidding. Incoming.
She has good stuff too.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
she does.
Mm.
My Russian caravan's fantastic. She didn't like it. I liked it.
All right, folks, y'all take care. Be
Be
safe,
safe, guys.
out there and have a good weekend. Remember, don't sweat the petty stuff. Don't pet the sweaty stuff. We'll see you later. Bye-bye.